ownership advice, and more. Hi guys, and welcome to the PC event live, the event where we're hoping to not be so desperate and see something substantial as games. So PC Gaming Show, yay! Just got out from the Bethesda one, it was terrible. And here we are. Yes. Amazing, amazing. Hey Dark, too. Dear Clayton, did it true? Yes, I hope that too. Dark. My puppy is not happy about the Bethesda war.
And now you may remember the last time you saw me on this show, things ended quite literally explosively. Yeah. There was a robot who tried to destroy the human race, electrocuted me. I think I died. Definitely died.
That was a cringe.
I'm not really sure it was
very cringy. Do not do this again.
The overbearing anime dad existential crises.
Yeah, well, actually, what happened to DevBot anyway? Wasn't he supposed to come back for this show for like Revenge of the DevBot?
Well, he's dead. We melted him down to try to make our own graphics.
Jesus Christ, guys.
I would say he's in a better place.
This is going to be the cringe show.
He's not.
Ooh, that's pretty dark for the start of the show.
Or nostalgic.
Aww.
But none of that matters because the show actually took place in a parallel reality.
Alright, so you're telling me there's actually a multiverse?
According to the writers who told
We
me
just want to see the freaking games, but okay.
I am saying
Nonsense.
Alright.
We're now apparently on Earth 3, which is not to be confused with E3 because this show is still happening.
Oh, and we are so thrilled to be back as a part of this weekend full of celebrations of gaming by putting the spotlight on something near
Give me fruit punch, hey, uptick.
And so, without any further ado, it's time for my favorite part.
Oh. Okay, games. Oh, it's another indie one. The sound, yes. Sorry about that, guys. I had to lower it for the previous one. Got to turn it up. So whatever that is, but it's not like something awesome. Damn it.
Between death and transcendence, a chimera chooses death.
Show us what you've got!
We have a whole new world to forge.
May the judge have mercy on your soul.
That's an interesting sword. First game checked. Not interesting. To look maybe, I mean to you maybe update, but
You are here with me.
I mean Japanese types of games are just not my thing
As long
at
as we
all.
are together, we're not going down.
I mean they look impressive, but they feel very generic, at least to me. If there was something that I would play unless you pay me, literally have to pay to play this. No, I've never seen that. Rise of Awakener. But okay. I'm not even gonna remember that. Okay, next. Next thing. I don't know for PC what they saved for here, but yeah. Dragon Dogma, I mean, would be great. At least that game should be, more like a Skyrim type of photorealistic graphics, not so much cartoony, that's what I mean. This is probably like a... it's another anime. Not anime, but animation version. So, last time I was like, last year I was like, at this event, so I don't think how this year I'm going to be not, whatever that is. Early access in what year? No one knows. Yes, here we go again. Hi there. Hi there, Ivy. Let's see. We are with the indie games. The indie stuff now. And once again, you do not need an event to see the indie stuff. Not now, not in general. Hi to you, Exilius. The horses. Start dying again. Nothing. That reminds me of that game. I forgot its name. I think I deinstalled it. Intruder? Not Intruder. Damn it, what was the name of this game? Thanks, dear Ivy. Thank you for the feedback. But yeah, it's like a more modern version of that. Nope, no thank you. I do not want to wish you this.
You just saw Tactical Breach Wizards, a turn-based game of sorcery and SWAT team strategy from the makers of Gunpoint and Heat Signature. My strategy, personally, is very simple. Breach, bang, clear, magic missile, dramatic flourish, abra, cadaver. Get it? Cadaver, dead body. Next, we have a solution to the age-old problem of not having time to read and play video games. We want a gaming show, not a sitcom kind of a thing.
Obviously. Want to watch
Star Wars
a sitcom,
Industries has you covered with their sci-fi thriller inspired by Stanislaw Lem's novel, The Invincible. So here's your first look at the first ever gameplay footage.
Okay. That is actually... Okay, let's just see it before I say anything.
What have you done?
Where are you taking me?
You came here yourself. So what are you expecting, huh?
You've set up a field camp down there.
Yes, ma'am.
So I didn't expect you to have a second one here.
Really?
Sit here and
My
don't
puppy
appear.
came. Goldie.
What are you doing here?
You're not gonna like this part.
The Invincible. Okay, for one second I kinda thought it's gonna be having something to do with the animation, but no, it does not. Oh, Jay! Well, hi to you, and thank you very much. So it's another space game, basically.
The radiation level is growing rapidly.
Oh,
It's starting to get interesting.
A bit.
I pretend I didn't hear that, Doctor.
Okay.
I located the mobile antimatter cannon.
Another one? How many of those did they... Is it active?
Dead.
I admire your composure.
Wait, someone's here.
I mean, to me that looks a bit more interesting than Starfield, actually. Although we haven't seen much yet.
Astrogator, they're dead.
Zerichu said the same.
So you found someone.
How's you, Zero?
Fortunately, such unpleasant discoveries are indispensable to the mission.
Yes, exactly, the atmosphere.
I didn't let that thought get to me. I was counting on this meeting very much. At worst, it could have been another abandoned place, but not this.
But what exactly?
That's a good question.
Those circles.
I'm getting into the recorder.
Star Wars. The latest game.
What do we have here?
No, not the Old Republic. Sorry.
They
Jedi.
made their way through
Order, yes.
with a beam of antimatter.
The circles.
How subtle. Did you locate this passage?
I'm looking at it now. They pierced a hole several meters in diameter and several dozen meters long.
Yasna, do you hear me?
Yes. My head feels like it's bursting from pressure.
Can you continue?
Yes. I'm better now. Actually, there's nothing here that I haven't seen before. There are a lot of metal bushes that were near our camp. The lower parts of the bushes are, how to put it, fruitless.
So
Like the
you came
dialogue.
to pick the fruits.
This robot looks like it has started its task and got stuck.
What task?
This is one of the robots carrying containers with research material. It took the container, but never left that place.
Why do you think it's stuck?
Well, it goes in circles using the same path. The robot's
Curious.
gone,
You must have broken his loop.
but I didn't.
No, he must have done something. Never mind. Follow it.
Fuck! It's getting up!
What, a robot?
No! Antimat!
Come on, Yasna. Run. Hide.
Oh boy. Oh damn.
Yasna, are you alive?
Yes, it's fucked up the robot.
Yep.
What's it doing now?
Uh-oh.
Take care of our people, Novik.
That's actually interesting.
It's time to take a pit stop at the nearest dungeon to prove that chivalry isn't dead. And if you think I emphasize those words weirdly, you're right. And it'll all make sense momentarily when you see these next 4 games, especially when you hear from our friends at Tripwire Interactive. Roll that beautiful footage.
Okay.
You? Nah. You don't have what it takes. You'll be back here too scared to try again. Cause the dungeon will turn you into lunch meat. Unless you're way tougher than you look. We got the guns, the turrets, the upgrades. But what you really need is guts and skills. Grab your posse and say your prayers. Be the first to play. To die.
Why do you mean that each of the
To give your feedback.
I didn't do this crazy event, you know?
Do you have what it takes?
Yeah, I really wanna sign up like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, sure. Formula 1 game?
Welcome to F1 Manager 2022,
Yeah,
the
F1.
ultimate F1 simulation, putting you in the position of team principal at one of the 10 current
So if you're
F1 teams,
F1 fan-
battling it out for a chance to be the next world champion. Choose your team and drive
that's what
every
we mean.
decision that leads to you making your
How did
mark
you
on
know
the
that they're
grid,
getting
and
mad?
hopefully the podium.
They're writing in the chat.
Winning championships
we are
depends
mad.
on your ability to make the
Give
right
us good
calls
games. What
on
is
and
this?
off the track.
What's the meaning of this?
During
Goodness
races, you'll
sakes.
mastermind strategy, plan tyre stints for each driver, and make changes on the fly when necessary. Issue driver callouts, such as instructing them to attack or defend, manage their tyre wear and battery usage, or even to avoid battling a teammate. All while reacting to dynamic events like race incidents and fluctuating weather and track conditions. Between race weekends, you'll control every detail of your team from your state-of-the-art headquarters. Hire best-in-class staff to work across your aerodynamics and engineering teams and put them to the task to develop your car and prepare new parts for upcoming races. Optimize your finances to keep the board happy, improve and maintain your facilities, and scout talent from F2 and F3 to try and ensure future success. They say knowledge is power, and keeping a close eye on a plethora of realistic data will help give you the edge. From the finer details of how car parts affect overall performance, to a track's expected grip level, to the condition of your wind tunnel. How you analyze the data and choose to spend your resources will make or break your progress.
The more complicated they're making
You'll
a
find
game,
depth and detail and
the less I'm
abundance,
interested. But
even down to real-world team radio
it's a
messages
simulator,
between
so I
drivers and engineers, and race commentary from David Croft and Karun Chandok. While broadcast-style presentation showcases 2022's striking new car design with real trackside and onboard camera angles.
Yep.
Sleek management menus and intuitive controls will drive the immersive F1 fantasy home as you plan and execute the perfect strategy in F1 Manager 2022. Pre-order the digital version now for early access from August 25th.
Now, seeing all of this. Hope they saved something for later, Jesus.
Hey everyone, after 1 year of Chivalry 2, we've more than doubled the size of the game, and now we're excited to bring even more knights onto the battlefield. Because today, right now, Chivalry 2 is out on Steam with crossplay between all platforms. This is our biggest update to the game yet, and it brings players to an all-new desert theater of war, and best of all, brings us horses into Chivalry 2 in mounted combat. We want to thank our community for making the game the success that it's been so far, and if you haven't played it yet, now is the best time to check out Chivalry 2. Take a look at our new trailer that shows off the new update and the Tenosian invasion.
Oh, yes, please. Oh. Probably gonna be fun in the multiplayer.
This rebellion is at an end. The Agapians flee to their stronghold in the north. This land is mine! Now Tenosia rises from the south. Kill them all! Throw the dogs back into the desert. Their forces will crash and break against the bulwark. If the wall falls, we must retaliate.
Interesting.
Ready the ships! Long has Tenosia remained safe from my fury. No more.
Or the other players going to stand the game
dare
for
to
first,
strike out at us. Their cities will fall. Their people will bleed. Their knowledge will burn. My reign will never end.
This is the closest thing to an army versus army in third or first person that you can get.
Hi everyone, I'm Phil from Sweet Bandits, live from Quebec City. Really glad to be here today for the PC Gaming Show. We'll be showing the first trailer for our game, Deceive Inc. It's a multiplayer competitive spy game where you get to use social stealth, high-tech gadgets, and powerful spy abilities to try and get the upper hand. We've had the chance of working with Tripwire Presents on the project, so this is only the beginning. Please follow us on social media at Play Deceive Inc to learn more. We'll be releasing the game in early 2023 on PC, Xbox Series S and X, and PS5. Thank you so much, and let's enjoy the trailer.
Good afternoon, agents. Your mission is simple. Infiltrate the frozen coral underwater hotel and retrieve the blueprint of a powerful weapon. As you know, Deceive Inc's company policy is to deploy multiple agents to ensure the mission's success. But only one will get the paycheck. Do whatever it takes, agent, and be careful out there.
Try your best. Let's see it.
These graphics. Yeah.
Ka-ching! Oh, come on. They can't be this fast.
And they thought it was secure. In the end, I am victorious.
They're really not gonna make it easy for me. Gotcha.
Is that it?
Right on target. Outskilled and outgunned.
It can't end like this.
Target acquired. Moving to rendezvous point. All done. Really?
Oh, someone was pretending to be a plant. Funny. Yes, I know that. You're waiting for the wonderful video games to come out first. I need the better trailer. That's it's in production progress. Yes, of course. I mean, that's one of the best things that I'm also waiting with the utmost anticipation. Yeah, for now we just got this small glimpse. I doubt you're going to see anything.
Let me ask you something. Do you ever have a reoccurring dream that you really wish would come true? I mean, mine personally involves a flight of unicorns and a Valkyrie army on Pegasuses, but you know, yours may be different, but you know, somehow I doubt it. This year, we've partnered with the PC builders at iBuyPower to bring a very different dream to life. My dream PC room. Unfortunately, there's bad news for me. I don't get to keep it. But very good news for one of you. We're going to be giving the entire contents of this room away to a lucky winner watching the show. So let's dive in and see what's up for grabs. The beating heart of any PC gaming dream room is, of course, the rig, so let's start there. As you can see, the mad geniuses at iBuyPower have built an absolute doozy. The first thing you'll notice is that Height Y60 case with its wraparound tempered glass panels. This thing is built from the ground up to display the sickest PC tech you can squeeze into a desktop machine. And let's face it, if you've managed to bag a serious graphics card in these dry times, you owe it to the silicon gods to show it off properly. Okay, the case and lighting looks dope, but for this to be a true dream PC, we need more than just state-of-the-art drip. Luckily, the substance matches the style. So let's check out the guts of our dream PC, and trust me, there's plenty of power crammed in. The big question, though, is what pixel pusher iBuyPower has used, and you won't be disappointed with an overclocked RTX 3090 from Gigabyte, right?
Wow.
This 24GB monster of a GPU packs the cooling to stay chill and the power to smash through any game you throw at it. The graphics card is the rig's MVP, but any superstar needs some dope backup. And the fastest gaming CPU around, the Intel 5.5 GHz Core i9 12900KS with 32GB of DDR5 RAM and 2 TB of seriously fast SSD storage, both from ADATA, makes up the perfect support team. Whew, that is a whole lot of PC. But Mika, you may greedily wonder, what about the peripherals? Well, animal lovers, we got you covered, because the Height Eclipse wireless headset comes in plush vegan leather trim with a 30-hour battery life and competition-grade 2.4 GHz connection. And you noisy typers are going to love the clicky-clacky mechanical keyboard that comes with it. Oh, I'm sorry, what was that? RGB? Well, of course! The keyboard and mouse both light up like Atlantic City on a Saturday night. And yeah, you can turn it off so you can actually get some sleep.
Yeah,
you can find out more about this gear feature today over at iBuyPower.com, but I know what you really want to know. The info on how to win this beastly setup. So here are the details.
Thanks, Mika. Yes, folks, it couldn't be easier to enter our Dream PC giveaway. For your chance, just head over to pcgamer.com/dreampc and follow the simple instructions. There, you'll find a complete breakdown of the prize, which, don't worry, also comes with some very swish monitors as well as the eligibility rules. Good luck, gamers.
That is right. Just head over to pcgamer.com/dreampc for your chance to win. But for now, let's get back to the games. From Kepler Interactive and A44 Games comes Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, an action RPG from the team behind Ashen, where gods and guns collide.
That's probably great cooler then.
When the gods first emerged from the great below, we saw them as saviors.
We just saw this at the Xbox thing.
Instead, they unleashed a pestilence on our world.
But it was also the only game that
no one yet knows if
I
you can
was
kill
really
a god.
interested in, besides
I, for one,
the ones that I know.
Intend to find out.
So let's repeat the trailer here, why don't you? I mean, it does look interesting. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to choose a title. Hold on, guys. Gotta check something real quick. Basically, I already covered this. I like the character. I just hope it's not something generic, you know? I think, was it? Okay, so yeah. Big check of what's happening anyways.
Hey PC Gaming Show, I'm Derek Bradley, the CEO of A44 Games and creative director of Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. Flintlock is set in a world ruled by old gods, and so as humanity, you now have the power of black powder and bombs and flintlock rifles to finally overthrow the gods and take the world back.
What?
You'll play as Nor,
gods,
a Blackstream sapper, one of the elite explosives experts of the Coalition forces. Nor herself has a personal vendetta against the gods and will stop at nothing to get her revenge. But you won't be going it alone. Where Nor brings firepower, her fox-like companion Enki brings magic to the battlefield. You will have to master a combination of axe combat and gunplay, while your companion Enki uses his magical powers to disrupt enemies. We can't wait to show you more of Flintlock before it's released next year. Head over to our socials for more info, and don't forget to wishlist now on Steam and Epic Game Store. Have a great show.
Coming up next, a mysterious new sci-fi game from 11-Bit Studios, the creators of This War of Mine. Hear all about it in our exclusive interview. We'll also show you what's next for Outriders from Square Enix and People Can Fly. Plus, if you look back on high school and think, you know, those 4 years would have been better if I was fighting literal demons, you're definitely going to want to study up on our next world-exclusive independent game inspired by the Persona series. Chug your health potions now because there is so much more PC Gaming Show coming your way. Before we go, the folks at Compass Data Centers have a little quiz for you. How much higher is 5G's data capacity compared to current 4G networks? Scan this QR code and answer the question for a chance to win $500 worth of stuff from Razer, or visit gaming.compassdatacenters.com. Okay, now back to the PC Gaming Show.
Jesus Christ, guys.
Ready to game the system?
So bad.
Meet Mana. You slay. You achieve. You win. So should your bank account, because your power shouldn't stop when the game does. Mana is the best gaming rewards debit card where you can earn perks and points by paying and playing, and get rewarded with the things you actually want, like that skin you can't wait to show off, or your next gear upgrade. So why pay any other way? Pay with Mana. Pay with power. Mana. Game the system.
So I know what you're thinking, and the answer is yes. It's time to talk about The Alters, the brand new game from 11-Bit Studios. The Warsaw-based studio made us cry in This War of Mine, make difficult choices in the face of climate apocalypse in Frostpunk, and battle encroaching corruption in Children of Morta. The Alters sends us to the deepest, darkest reaches of space, in a survival story that is guaranteed to give you an existential crisis, in a good way. This is a really big moment for this year's show. I can't wait. Let's take a look.
How to talk excitingly about things that are not exciting at all. This guy and the other host. Yeah, they are doing a great job. Talking, you know, being aside for things that are extremely not interesting. This looks like it has amazing graphics. Let's see it then. This guy but frozen? What in the name? That's overwhelming. Clone. Well, I never seen that before. Yeah, sure, I'll add it to my wish list because I have nothing better to do. I mean, I have to see more of this to even understand what I'm seeing. You know, what type of game is this?
Joining us now to talk about what we just saw all the way from Poland is Tomasz Kasilewicz of 11-Bit Studios. Welcome to the PC Gaming Show, and thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Hello.
Okay, there is a lot to unpack there. We got clones, we got this huge wheel. Tell us, what did we just see?
Well, first of all, these guys were not exactly the clones. We saw Jan, our main character, who's traveling with a group of the Alters, who are the alternative versions of the same person. And they are going through this distant alien planet in their mobile base, which was the wheel you saw at the end.
So what's the player's goal as they're progressing through the story?
Yeah.
So you are a space builder stranded on this distant planet, and your goal is to survive and find a way back home. But the thing is, in order to do so, you need to create those alters, as each one of them have different set of skills and character traits. So these are things necessary for your survival and finding a way back home.
So from the trailer, tonally this could be a horror, a thriller, a mystery. What should players expect?
Actually, there are bits of everything you mentioned. Like, there is this mystery as we're looking deep into the soul of the character, but what you find there can also be pretty scary. So there are those beats of psychological horror and drama, but then on top of it we have this quite thick layer of surreality. I mean, how surreal would it be to one day, you know, wake up next to a little different alternative version of your very self?
Now, there's a quote that you shared with me earlier, that man cannot remake himself without suffering, for he is both the marble and the sculptor. How does this quote relate to the story?
So this quote, it relates directly to the main theme of our game. We as people, we are shaping ourselves every single day with every single decision that we are making. This process, the whole process of becoming who we are, it can be quite painful at times. But in our game, Jan, the main character, he has this unique possibility of not only shaping himself, but also reshaping himself and numerous times with every single altar that he is creating.
Do you see this as more of a classic sci-fi story, something like a Ray Bradbury work, or is it something more contemporary?
Well, it is very classic sci-fi in a way that we are taking a relatable topic and we are using the sci-fi theme, we are using the sci-fi setting to look at it through the magnifying lenses. But then when we're choosing the tools, this is a very contemporary game, and we're taking advantage of what video games are as a medium. So we're using tools like systematic design and nonlinearity in order to put the players in the middle of the experience, and in the end allow them to create their own stories inside the game.
I wanted to ask a little bit about the relationship of your previous titles to the altars, whether there's any narrative or themes or even just influence that those games had on this one.
Well, the altars is purely 100% our game, 11-bit Studios game, and it's created in line with our meaningful entertainment philosophy. So it's a game we hope that it will make you think even after you stop playing it. This War of Mine was this first huge milestone. It paved the way for all the future titles. And with Frostpunk, it was taken to another level with the strong focus on the emergent narrative. And now with the Altars, we want to follow that path, but we also really want to push the boundaries even further and expand on how we approach meaningful topics inside the design of our games.
In third person? That's what I
Thanks so much again to Tomasz and the whole team at 11-Bit Studios for joining us this year. And while I try to find enough Rapidium to make it through day 1 to 8, let's head on over to Mika Burton and keep things rolling like a massive space station.
Thanks, Day 9. Honestly, I need to look into getting myself cloned so I can make time to play all of these awesome games we've seen so far. But I'm also legitimately worried about having to eventually fight my clone in single hand-to-hand combat when they steal my life, making me wonder if I was the clone all along. Is it really worth it for video game? Yeah, no, it's totally worth it for video games. Anyway, that's a problem for future Mika. Present Mika is much more interested in what you all have been saying about the show so far. So keep letting us know your thoughts by using hashtag PC Gaming Show on all platforms. Now, let's get back to the real reason all here. Cloning. I mean video games. Video games.
Okay, we just want freaking games, you know? Outlanders, Outsiders, something out that I don't know who's playing to this point. I mean, wasn't this game one of the Square Enix's worst failures so far? It looked so interesting. I played the demo, but then all fell down. Yeah. Outriders, yes. Looks cool and all, but once again, live service games, no, can't. Only Assassin's Creed I can do, but that's it. Is this game again with the? Oh Jesus! I can't believe this is happening. They're literally showing 2 games that are already on the Xbox thing. I mean, it's the same one, right? What else can it be? Yeah, I always wanted and dream of playing moving pictures. Yes. I didn't. I never did that. Okay, I think it's a different game. I'm so excited. I cannot contain myself for this game. Oh, I know I probably do. Probably do love it.
Sure. When Tiny Build lets you open your own medieval potion shop, you get hailed as a master alchemist. But when I do it, I get a sternly worded letter from my landlord about how my cauldron violates our lease agreement. Whatever, it's his
music
loss.
is perfect.
But more importantly, folks, we promise you the maximum amount of games humanly possible, and we aim to deliver quite literally.
Okay, please, yes, no. It's horrible. I'd rather play anything else than this. You know, those people when they make games, they just have to ask themselves, why would people choose our game, you know, over others? that from there. This looks like an old empty game miniature. Sure, should him with clothes. That's kind of a Bruce Lee variant. And then the 2 pixels. So yeah, that was. Oh man, yes, oh man. Get ready to the biggest game of the year. Showcase of a marshmallow simulator. Yes, your brain licking out of your ear. Simulator 2023, 22, I don't know, depending on where that's coming from. My puppy even totally lost his patience. Yes, I know, Goldie, I cannot bring you the poem right now.
Before your eyes lies the Celestial Islands, a world of peace above the clouds, protected by 4 great houses.
Oh, they totally lost me. Helium. Out to use it completely. Exhibit A. I'm literally so tired of this show. And so tired in general. Not really sure if I'm gonna last for the whole thing. Unless you want me to sleep on the screen like this. Oh yes, I'm hearing about much more interesting things in this stream. This room, yes. I don't know if the developers are not gamers.
Our beautiful home. To protect it, we must reach out to explore the unknown. Our team of experts is presently probing the deep sea in a struggle against the yoke of
$3.90 to play, right? Yes, yes.
These security and defense
$3.90
allow you
for
to
sure,
shrink
for sure.
book down to size. We surge forward, obliterating the enemies of progress, but we refuse to let these victories go to our
whatever
heads.
that is.
We are the future. We are Z.
Killing Floor 2. I think I have.
And now it's time to give you an exclusive briefing on what's next for one of PC Gaming's titans of modding, simulation, and scale, ARMA 4. Last month, developer Bohemia Interactive kicked things off by releasing ARMA Reforger on Steam in early access. This playable prototype will be a foundation for ARMA 4. And with it playable on Steam now, we have a ton of questions about the future of ARMA. I mean, after all, this is the series that helped birth the survival genre through DayZ. Oh, and also this other little niche genre you may have heard of called Battle Royale. To help us peer into the future for this project, we've got none other than Bohemia Interactive. Thank you so much for joining us. So as of right now, ARMA Reforger has been out for about a month. What is it that you've been learning or seeing from players?
At first, we've learned that players like Reforger a lot and they appreciate the work we've put into it. We also realized they like modding a lot and they review this as a key quality of our games. And we were very pleased by the reactions of both our community and the new players who immediately started flooding the internet with videos, playthroughs and praise of our new technology. So we are very glad that the reception
I think I
So there's no doubt players who have been long-time fans of the franchise stepping into ARMA Reforger. And I'm curious, what were some of the big challenges of rebuilding that specific ARMA feel from the ground up in this brand new engine?
Well, it's a very tricky subject because even internally it's an ongoing kind of fight. So I'm myself very much on the very purist side of things, so no HUD, no save games, no superficial helpers, and this fight can get very intense even in-house. So I'm the real ARMA purist and I'm on this for 25 years now, so I will keep fighting, but obviously this is part of the fun. So there's always never-ending battle.
Here we go.
I think 2 years ago we really struggled to keep keep it ARMA and even internally preserve our own standards. So do it our own way rather than replicating what's maybe normal in other games, because our goal is not to make the same game as all other games. So our goal is to remain unique.
I'm curious if you can speak to what the main goals of Reforger is, because it's a little unusual compared to other releases. I mean, for instance, how much content should a player expect if, say, they've been playing ARMA 3 for years?
What I want to do.
Our goals were, of course, to restart the series from a technological standpoint, really make room for some new achievements.
That's what I can say. It's positive.
Utilize the technology, which is state of the art, both in terms of how it looks like, how it's controlled, how it can be modded.
It's important to understand it may look as a kind of normal game on the surface, but there's a big system behind it. So just the tool suite is a massive tool suite, never tested by a large public. So it's a premiere of a tool suite, and these tools are being built for nearly 5 years now. So we really need users to start using them to keep improving and continue building it.
Sorry to interrupt, but we have one quick question from the ARMA fans. Has Russia's invasion of Ukraine impacted your approach to ARMA 4 and ARMA Reforger, a game that depicts the Cold War?
Well, yes, because it's extremely close to us. We even live in a way very nearby, so definitely. On the other hand, we started work on this many years ago, so the direction was set before. But we always approach conflicts and armed conflicts with a great level of respect. We're still at the beginning, but we definitely would like to continue in our exploring this serious theme.
ARMA, as I see it, has always been a bit more of a anti-war game. It's an entertainment product. That's fair thing to admit. On the other hand, given the topic, given our, let's say, maturity and long time we've spent on it, and our ambition to portray it as a whole very complex and gritty thing, I would like us to contribute by not just entertaining people, but also educating them on the subject. This was the whole point of starting the cooperation with the International Committee of the Red Cross, and I believe we have great potential, big responsibility in this era, and a very important chance to contribute at least a little bit to the good side of things.
This would not be an interview about ARMA unless we were asking about modding. I mean, so many amazing games and genres came from ARMA mods, so I gotta know what's possible in Reforger that wasn't possible in the past.
Now with this technology, it's possible to create entirely different things, like entirely different games. It has so many variables, but the beauty now is that much more of it is user accessible, unlike the previous games. So people can easily digest how this is constructed in our workbench tools. So unlike previously where it was more hard-coded in the C++ engine, so now they can check the data of every single element of the game and go much, much deeper than in previous games. So this will be super exciting.
Now, I wanted to ask a little bit about performance, because anyone who's played ARMA knows that it can get really challenging to get a good frame rate in those massive multiplayer matches. So I'm curious, what expectations should players have about performance leading into ARMA 4?
ARMA 3 was built on foundations laid down in times of single core and no GPUs, basically. So this time much more computations and intensive rendering things can be done directly on GPU, but it required completely a new approach.
Again, we are in the beginning, and we know that there are problems, there are difficulties, but we are solving them one by one. We are really gathering community feedback and even our own definitely feedback, so we are moving things forward.
For me it's interesting to learn about this game.
Yeah, it's about optimization. It's not that much about FPS, but also for like network traffic, for instance. Then you have this massive multiplayer game. It's a huge challenge. Server performance, of course, and all the technical things. So we are moving forward.
Wasn't that good.
Thank you so much again, Bohemia Interactive, for giving us the inside scoop on both ARMA Reforger and ARMA 4. Now, you don't go anywhere, because here
no question, I hope that you recover really quick.
Just around the corner in the PC Gaming Show, prepare to experience terror ranging from the subaqueous to the subconscious with the latest from Shiro Games. Hold on to your butts, because front-end development spared no expense on the new Jurassic World Evolution 2 expansion, and get your crowbars ready for Half-Life Alyx Levitation, a special project from some very talented modders. Oh modders, what would PC gaming be without you? While we're here, quick geography question.
Okay, guys.
Which parts of the world use the most bandwidth for gaming? Answer this question for the folks at Compass Data Centers, and it could win you a $500 Razer gift card. Scan the QR code on the screen to enter.
Super huge review of a game.
Last year, Shiro Games debuted War Tales at the PC Gaming Show, but the publisher has a lot more than its medieval sandbox RPG on the way. Up next, we'll hear what's up with Shiro's slate of projects, and stick around for the debut of 2 completely new games, Decarnation and Abyssals.
Hey everyone, thank you very much for the invitation, Mika. I'm James, and I can't wait to show you everything that we've got prepared for you today. So it's been a crazy couple of months for everyone here at Shiro Games, with Dune Spice Wars marking the most successful release in the history of the company, and it's entirely thanks to all of you. But today, let's look at Dune Spice Wars multiplayer mode. Up to 4 players can go head-to-head in free-for-all, 2v2, all work together in co-op against AI opponents. We're introducing new synergy systems between factions that will open a vast number of strategies to help you crush your opponents. Multiplayer will be available in Dune Spice Wars very soon.
I don't think that they're going to do something special.
After 5 years and nearly 3 million units sold, Northgard's story finally continues. In a new chapter set shortly after the events of the first campaign, Ragnarok has decimated the lands of Northgard.
If I miss anything, it's really good.
Long-standing alliances have been broken. Violence and betrayal now plague the continent.
Take a day off and rest, really. So guys, thank you
Forced
so
to
much for
depart what they
watching.
once
Let me
called
know
home.
link in the comments. If you like support me on Nowhere, OnlyFans, where I do all my meaningful sex educational content, fitness, health, nutrition, relationship advice, and more. And one of the things that I also teach is, of course, to sleep enough so you can do all of the things that I do, and in general to be productive as possible, not feel like a slug or something. So this event so far is, I don't know, 3 out of 10. That's it for me. Thank you guys for being with me. Thank you to my Primarchs and Matic for his contribution. Have a great new week, guys.
One wrong move may lead to your group's demise. The co-op update will allow you to play between 2 to 4 players.